Well, it's a real privilege for me to be joined now by Justice Shah, who is the former Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court in India. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So prior to your ruling, can you tell us about the legal aspect of men having sex with men in India and what that meant for sort of health systems?
Section 377, that's anti-sodomy provision in Indian Penal Code, is in the statute book for last 150 years. This was introduced in British India sometime in 1861. It was drafted by Lord Macaulay. This provision criminalizes carnal intercourse against the order of nature, and the punishment prescribed is life imprisonment or imprisonment up to 10 years and fine. Now, the provision appears to be neutral on the face of it, but in practice it is mainly used against lesbians, gays, transgenders, bisexuals, what they call as LGBT community. Now, these laws were reformed in Great Britain pursuant to the Wolfenden report, which was submitted in 1957, and the sexual laws in UK were amended sometime in 1967. But in India as well as other Commonwealth countries, these provisions continue on the statute book.
So when were you first made aware of the call for change? I mean, were people out there sort of campaigning? When did you hear about this?
People have been campaigning against this provision for more than, I think, last 3 decades. The matter first came to the court when the Inspector General of Prison of Tihar Jail denied permission to distribute condoms amongst male prisoners, and that matter was brought to the court. Now, the basically challenge was on the ground that it violates various fundamental rights like right to privacy, right to dignity, which is implied in Article 21. It was also argued that it really affects the right of health of the people generally, because these programs cannot reach these vulnerable communities. And then there was also challenge on the ground of violation of equality and the non-discrimination clause under Article 15 of the Indian Constitution. And then finally the petition was allowed.
Now, there have been some sections of Indian society who have opposed the legislation. What are their concerns?
Their concern is mainly about their religious feelings. I mean, it seems that there is a perception, particularly in religious leaders, that this is an evil, or I mean, they call it fad from West. Really, it has no place in India. That is against Hinduism and the other religions. But actually, if we look at the Indian medieval and the ancient history, there is enough evidence that homosexuality was prevalent and practiced in India in some form or the other.
So why did you feel that Section 377 was a fundamental violation of human rights?
See, ordinarily the state should not have any business in the private life of a citizen unless I mean, it leads to some public harm.
Now finally, let's talk about your commitment to human rights in India. What more do you think needs to be done?
A sort of national conversation has begun in India about the rights of the gays. You'll be surprised to know that just 2 days back that there was a gay parade in Delhi and also in some other cities, and no untoward incident has occurred. I mean, there is no queer bashing or some violence against the homosexual community. So therefore, things are changing.
Well, Justice Shah, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for now, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tracy.